Hi, I'm Maria. Welcome to Spirituality for All. This is my YouTube channel where I mix it all up. I'm talking about energy, whether it's from a personal training standpoint or an energetic, spiritual type perspective. So, right now, I wanted to talk for a minute, and this is my experiment, you guys. I've been doing a podcast on a platform that's called Anchor FM. I have my own radio station. It's called Strong Body, Strong Soul. I'm Maria Humphreys on Anchor FM. And then what happens is I create segments of audio broadcast on that radio station. I think it has like 500,000 people on it. And when I'm pleased with some segments, I go ahead and package them and I send them out to iTunes onto a real podcast. So you can find my podcast there too. Right now, something really amazing happened this morning, and I wanted to talk about it on my podcast. So I'm going to do a live podcast stream on my radio station. I don't care if the gardener's in the back there, but I'm going to do it right here on my phone. This is what it looks like. See? This is the Anchor FM app. There I am. I'm the user. This red button right here with a plus sign, I'm going to push that and I'm going to talk on it and I'm going to create a segment right here, right now for you guys to hear while I'm doing it on my podcast so that I don't have to explain the same concept again. I can't tell where people are listening to me. And I think the concept that I'm going to talk about right now is important to me. So I wanted to share it with everybody. So here I go. I'm going to start my podcast. So at the end, I'm going to say hello and I'm going to say goodbye to the Anchor listeners right here. Then I'm going to shut it down and I'm going to have to give it a name and save it and stuff. So I'll say goodbye to you at the end. I'll be back. I'm here. I'm talking to you and I am talking to the radio listeners at the same time. This is my experiment, okay? All right, here I go. Hello, you're listening to Strong Body, Strong Soul. This is Maria, and I so appreciate you taking a couple of minutes of your time to be here with me right now. Now, if you've been listening to my station for a while, you know that I am all about mixing it up. I'm talking about tolerance, compassion. I'm talking about Jesus can be friends with Buddha. All that kind of great stuff. One of my favorite books right now is a book that's entitled The Parallel Teachings of Jesus and Buddha, right? So I'm all about mixing it up. Not only am I a meditation teacher and a certified personal trainer, which both realms encompass so much great energy, I just absolutely love it, but I am also a teacher at my local church. I teach a group of second graders. And today we are talking about the Ten Commandments. Couple of the Ten Commandments that we focused on today and really had some great discussion about were such things as don't take the Lord's name in vain, which actually means don't use God as a reason to spout hatred or judgment upon other people, right? We also were talking about respect for other people. We're talking about not stealing their stuff, right? From a second grader perspective, it was really cool to have this conversation with them about what not to do. Do not use your religion, your faith, your trust in God, whatever God means to you, has nothing to do with anyone else out there in the world. You do not take God's name and cause harm to other people that believe differently than yourself, right? So we were talking about this concept and the concept of taking care of ourselves, the concept of respecting life, okay? And in second grade, in the religion book, it says, I will respect other people's life and I will respect my own. And in conversation with the kids, we got around to the point where I said, you guys are mature enough. The book doesn't say it, but really they're talking about do not kill, right? We don't use God to kill anybody. So we went into that whole conversation. Now, the other part of this equation, by the way, in this discussion that I want to talk about right here and now on this segment, and with my listeners out there on YouTube, I want to talk about something I heard last week. I was listening to somebody speaking about their rules of how life is. 10 rules, and I don't have them here with me, but off the top of my head, I'm going to tell you what they were basically. Rule number 1, never ever let anyone know what your true intention is. Number 2, make sure that you don't let anyone know what your true intention is, because they will try and trick you and prevent you from that actually manifesting. Number 3, never let anyone know what your true intention is, but even further, make sure that you deceive them and throw them off the path so that they are distracted by a truth that they believe and that you know is not the truth, so that you can trick them, so you can do what you want to do and trick them. And I mention this because the whole thing that I heard the other day really disturbed me, and it's the way people are presenting information to kids in another country from our own. And much as we try and raise our children, the golden rule, right? Treat others as you want to be treated. Other parts of the world are not raising their children with the same ideas. Their whole mission in life is to trick people, is to deceive. And so I just bring this up because when I'm talking to the second grade kids, I want to be aware of the fact that everybody doesn't think the same. But all we can do is make sure that we teach our kids the best we can. Hold on. Now, the segment on the podcast, by the way, is 5 minutes long only. So I have to save it, and I have to continue talking on a second segment. So that is segment 1, and I'm going to continue in just a second, but you get what I'm talking about, right? These kids are so beautiful. These kids are so beautiful and deserve all the love in the world, and it does not matter what religion they are. I'm waiting for it to load. See, it's a little bit stuck right now. And this is what happens when I'm making my podcast. Sometimes there's a little delay. If I reach the 5-minute mark, there it goes. So it's really important to raise our children with our own belief systems and with the knowledge and confidence that they can treat others the way they would want to be treated. But we need to be aware that the whole world doesn't think this way, and we need to protect ourselves. And I'll be talking about that in another segment. But I just wanted to comment the whole idea of rules, of what the 10 Commandments are. I've run into so many people around in the world on different communities, whether it's social media platforms or what have you. And a lot of times people are so anti-religion, anti-spirituality. There's a mix of people out there. You guys have heard me talk about, the guy warning me about the Hare Krishnas and their Kool-Aid and stuff like that, and spirituality, metaphysical stuff being from the devil, right? So I just posted that on the podcast this morning, again, to make everybody laugh. But it's so true. And now my phone is ringing. And so I'm going to cut off this segment. Let's see here. I'm not sure. That hasn't happened before. Oh no, I think I have to re-record. But anyway, you get the idea of what I'm talking about, right? Compassion, tolerance. But there are people in the world that are raising their children with a completely different set of rules, with a set of rules that are designed to trick people. And so much as I love authenticity and genuine positivity, we have to be honest with ourselves and admit that in other parts of the world, this is not the case. This is not their focus. This is not their reality. So we need to arm ourselves with the truth and live the best we can and raise our children as strong as we can in that truth of creating a compassionate, tolerant world. And I love you and thanks for listening. This is Spirituality for All. And if you like what I'm talking about, subscribe to my channel. This was my first experiment to see how the Anchor app, how it works, podcasting and doing YouTube at the same time. So bear with me as I figure out how to work the social media a little better. But you yourself are so welcome to go on Anchor FM and join it. You can set up a station there. You do not have to broadcast yourself, but if you're on the Anchor platform, you can hear all sorts of amazing people out there in the world broadcasting content, and you can actually interact with them, send them call-ins, and communicate with them. And it's really great. It's a beautiful, beautiful way to connect with people across the planet. And it has truly been amazing. And if you don't feel like going on the Anchor FM app, you can find me on iTunes also under the podcasts. Strong Body, Strong Soul is the title of the podcast there officially. So, and I'm just like getting my feet wet in this podcast arena, and we'll see how it goes. I'm really loving the energy that's out there on the radio waves. It's just absolutely amazing. So have a great, great day, and thank you so much for listening, and I'll try it again another time too. But take those 10 commandments. By the way, don't think of the 10 commandments and just shut them out because they're part of religion. They have a lot of good messages in there that apply to all sorts of stuff. So I love you. Bye.